Welcome back to Trippin with Holly and Susan at Holly's Cottage. You took a drive with us. You've been down to the pond. Now we're just on the back porch. It's a pretty cool place to sit.
It's very nice.
So today's question is, what are we currently reading? You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first this time.
All right. So if you follow me on social media, and if you're watching this, you probably do, you'll know that I have a little love affair going on with ceramics right now, especially the ugly face jugs. And some of you have outright told me you hate them, and that's okay, because I think face jugs are...
They have the word ugly in the name, so, you know, I think you probably have... It's like an acquired taste.
You're either a fan or not, but I like the history of them, and... rumor has it the class I'll be taking next fall has another report. I'm so happy. So I've already started working and researching and found a ceramic artist who did them, Burlon Craig. And so I've bought a bunch of books about him, and he worked in the Catawba section of North Carolina, and it's known for its pottery. So I have a big book about Catawba potters that I'm currently reading. And it is absolute geek fest at my house, but the face jugs. I'll send Susan a couple pics of some of mine. I love them. And they are crazy expensive. I really want to buy a Burlon Craig face jug. Sometimes these BB Craig. And I've been watching them, and they're just
a little pricey.
I just have to make my own because I'm not that pricey. So, how about you? What are you reading right now?
I've been on a nonfiction kick. Yesterday I just read a book called Binge No More, except I binge read it, so I'm not sure if that counts.
Binge
I also it's about, you know, and I binge lots of things, but we talked about food the last time, and I talked about when I'm being good and when I'm not being good and everything. So I do have this thing where if I eat a little carbs, or if I fall off the wagon,
there's a bug, sorry,
I'm like, well, today is ruined, so I might as well just go ahead. And apparently that's a very common thing. And so this was written by a psychologist, and it was very much kind of a cognitive behavioral approach to how to deal with that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm also reading a book. I think the guy's name is Arthur Brooke who wrote it. It's called Love Your Enemies, and it's the subtitle is something to the effect that how respect can heal the divide in America.
That's lovely.
And I've been reading that, and it's very yeah.
Do you want my theory on enemies? So
I don't have any.
Here's the thing. When we go to conferences, I always pull this out, or if people are going and I'm not, this is my advice. When you go to a conference or anywhere, especially when there's a lot of people you don't know, I go in and assume that there are two types of people. There are the people that know me and love me, and the people who don't know me and will love me. And if you go in with that mindset, it just makes for such a more pleasurable time. And I can't tell you how many conferences I've seen somebody sitting by themselves. I'll invite them to our table. A few conferences back, I had someone sitting in a hall by herself and double checked that she was okay, and we chatted for a while. I had someone accidentally call my room looking for someone to go to the Ritas, and I said,
you went with them.
It is the wrong room, but meet me down at the bottom. I'll sit with you, sure. So, but here's the thing about enemies. There are a few people I know don't love me at all, and I just smile and I'm super nice because it only pisses them off. So I'll be like, oh, how are you? And I'm not fake about it, but I don't acknowledge the fact I know they don't like me. And it gives me such glee. And that's how I treat and I don't think they're really enemies per se. They're just people who don't find me as amusing as I find myself, or Susan finds me.
I think that it was, I think the subtitle is how a culture of respect can heal the divide. And so it really
so
is
maybe that's
kind of
sort of what I do.
Well, and again, it's the whole thing about, you know, just if we treat each other with respect, it doesn't matter. Well, you and I, politically, we are very opposites, but we acknowledge that, and it doesn't
I don't know what you're talking about, because Holly Jacobs has no politics now.
Well, exactly.
The other Holly,
Gable,
the other Holly might.
And again, we don't. It's not something we talk about. But this idea
of on a couple of car trips, we've there's been something timely.
Oh, you and I have.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't with the folks.
Yeah,
out
we
there.
won't.
We don't.
We won't. So please don't ask us, because we're not telling.
We don't. Right. And but again, it is simply that idea that I can still respect you.
Right. And
You don't have to agree.
And
by God, when could we ever agree on, no.
No, and even like when we were talking about food we like. Susan and I
exactly.
really have, when we go
We
shopping
are very
together.
different. We are, and that's why we work so well together, is we are very different. We bring two very different perspectives to everything.
When we go shopping together at like a conference or we stop in a store, she makes a beeline towards all the colors. And please notice, I actually put a little blue on today.
Pink shirt
but,
on, blue,
I'm definitely the more
she
earth
goes
tones.
earth tones. I'm pastels, bright colors.
Well, I thought that you can't really see because it's cold and I haven't taken the coat off, but I do have a little blue, and that was my little shout out for Susan. I put some color on for you
color
today.
And she's earthy. There you go.
Earthy.
That's exactly it. So
there you go.
What are you reading, or what do you prefer? Colors
and
earth tones, pastels?
Have you noticed our videos go off on tangents more often than not? Like we started off with what you're reading, and we ended up talking about color choices. So leave your comments below. We'd love to hear from you.